What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Geek Cypher. We are here on, let's see, we have geekcypher.com, GWKCYPHA.com. We have YouTube, so youtube.com at FXA Media, on Twitch, and twitch.tv/geekcypher. And we've recently been posting a lot to TikTok, and the views have been doing well. It's fun. I want to give a shout out to Emmy. You guys might remember her as Kay from Kay and Them podcast, but tells me literally every chance she gets, you need to be posting clips on TikTok. And I kind of was like, okay, I will, like, eventually. You don't have to be so serious about it. And then she was right, because then we've done well with the clips. I see people looking at them. I have the notifications set right now so that I get notifications almost every time anyone interacts with our content. And the TikTok clips are doing well. Who knew? I guess every Gen Z kid knew, which is the problem.
Yeah.
That voice you just heard is our guest this week. I want to give a shout out to TT for jumping in at the last minute. We appreciate you being here, homie.
Thank you for having me.
You are the co-host of the podcast Reasonable Troublemakers.
Yes, sir.
Which drops on every Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about the podcast, good sir?
Well, it's just my friend Nathan and I just looking at things, hot topics, and we just start talking about it. And sometimes it gets us in trouble, but we try to be the middleman and try to give them reason, try to be reasonable with our takes. So. Yeah.
That's fair. And we were just talking about the fact that you are cusping 100 episodes. You're less than 20 away.
Nice.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Yeah, because that goes fast.
Yeah, it really does. When was it? Tuesday? No, sorry. Monday. I was just editing the episodes, and I was like scrolling through all like the episodes we've recorded, and I was like, whoa. It felt like episode 74 last week.
Yeah.
And now we're episode 84. It's crazy. So yeah.
So this is episode 427 for us.
Okay.
You were there for our party that we had in June, which was celebrating episode 400.
Yes.
And yeah, like you can say and see, it does go really quickly, because from episode 400 till 427 felt like a snap with September, and we've continued to just do a weekly episodes, and it just really catches up with you. Like, you don't even realize. And kudos to you for editing, because I gave up on that. Like, one of the reasons we do this show live on YouTube and all the other platforms is what I record is what goes out, and it is what it is. So I used to edit, but it is time consuming. So I appreciate and respect that you continue to do that, because it's not easy.
Well, thankfully I have like my partner, my co-host.
Yeah.
So we just split the work. I do some updating, the editing after the visuals, after I send it to him, after he looks at it, fixes some things, after he sends it to me, and after I just upload it.
That's wild. But yeah, every Tuesday. So are you guys like midnight people or noon people? Like, what time on Tuesday?
I usually upload at 10 a.m.
Okay,
so,
perfect. Cool. So 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. That's awesome, man. Yeah, congratulations. Honestly, 80. It's 84. You said, right? 84 episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's. I did a podcast workshop recently for the Desta Black Community Network here in Montreal. Shout outs to them. I did 2, and one of the main things I talked about when it came to podcasting is, in 2020, like 1 million new podcasts started, but and that stat usually intimidates people. And one of the things I said in the workshop was, don't let these numbers intimidate you, because one of the things they don't tell you is the average podcast only lasts 6 episodes and then fizzles. That's like a lot of people start podcasts and only get to 6 episodes and then fade off. So 84, 20 is impressive, let alone 84. So congrats, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
We got a long list, folks. We got a long list of news items today. I think 11.
Happening.
Yeah.
This stuff is stuffing.
Yeah. Yo, it's no joke. We're gonna start off with a sad note. But I say sad, but we're gonna honor someone who's done a lot. Oscar-nominated actor Graham Greene has passed away at the age of 73. He's a Canadian actor. He is a Canadian icon. Indigenous actor, First Nations actor, who has spearheaded the the importance of his community and has spread the message throughout, and has just always been amazing. And his loss is a very, very sad one. I when I saw the news, I was just like, oh damn, like this dude's been in everything. Like,
Yeah.
I'll leave it to Jaws D because Jaws D usually has the rundown of movies.
I'll try to go through the ones that maybe we kind of care more a little bit more about. But the big one is Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
He was in The Green Mile. He was one of the inmates in Green Mile. He was in Die Hard with a Vengeance. He was in Maverick. If you remember that 1994. What's his name? Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah.
He was in that. He was in Twilight, the new Twilight Saga, New Moon. Everybody was in that, but that you had to get indigenous people because they were the werewolves. So I mean, you got to call on some people in there. He was also in the show, the Red Green Show. So he was the demolitions expert, and he always looked bombed out like crazy, just like.
For those of you who don't know Red Green Show, if you're not Canadian and you've never heard of the show, honestly, it is a Canadian what's the word? Icon, not icon, but it's a Canadian foundationally amazing comedic show. You know, like it speaks to everyone. Like I'm not a. Where were they from in the Red Green?
They didn't really say.
Okay,
but they were part of a lodge that was like in the boonies up northish, like it wasn't like in the tundra or anything like that. But it was more country, more greenage, more you'd see more evergreens. I think that's
middle Canada. Middle Canada type in the woods type thing. And me as a black kid growing up in a city had no reason to connect with this show the way I did. But the show was like breaking barriers in how funny and ridiculous it was, and was just so fun to watch. And to see him on the show playing that character was always so good. So I'll let you continue the rundown. What else did we see him in?
I think I'll leave it at that. I think those are the main ones. Like if like it will be more memorable to everybody. I think. Yeah. More pop culture related kind of thing.
Yeah, born in 1952. Sorry, TT, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I saw like people post about him, like posts.
Yeah.
I just thought they were just honoring him.
Yeah.
But then I saw the news and I was like, oh, well, no way, he's gone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I will say he did an episode of Tulsa King. I'll give that. The reason I wanted to bring that up is because I have a buddy out there who's obsessed with that show, and I know he's going to be.
He was in Echo as well.
Yeah, he was. That's the thing.
Sorry about that, because I was just going through mostly his movies, and now I'm like,
no, that's okay.
I flipped over to the TV show side, and I'm like, oh,
he's also in Reservation Dogs. Like he's like you said, one of the things I would say about when you have, so because black people are all over. When it comes to casting for black roles, you can have black British, you can have black Caribbean, you can have black Canadian, black American, so on and so forth. But when it comes to the indigenous people and First Nations people, they're really in North America. And because of the unfortunate history of what was done to their communities, they aren't as big in numbers and they aren't as spread out. There's like I don't know if there's a diaspora for the indigenous community in the same way that there's for the black community, the Asian community. You know what I mean? Yeah, so when it comes to television, film, and stuff like that, you see a lot of the actors in a lot of the same content over and over. Like they pop up. And I'm happy to say, like, seeing him in a show like Reservation Dogs with a much younger generation of First Nation actors is really beautiful, because it's a little bit of a handoff, a little bit of like, I'm
hand down the the what do you call it? The recipes. You don't lose the recipe.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like he walked so they could run, and then to get there and to sit on the sidelines and watch them perform must feel great. So it is beautiful that in his lifetime he got to see that indigenous actors weren't just playing, the traditional like Indian versus cowboy type characters, but you had to show like reservation dogs that's about their community, about the people, and it goes beyond just kind of these stereotypical stories. So shout outs to him. That
just real quick other stuff. He was in Riverdale, Goliath,
what
really? The Adventures of Dudley the Dragon.
Honestly, if it's Canadian, he was probably on it. I'm telling you. And DT, the receipts in the resume is deep and long. Like, this man held it down.
He was working. Like I was like, when I went on his IMDb, it still showed stuff from 2025, I think. Working. He was still working, you know?
Yeah. And so it's funny you mentioned Riverdale, because I wanted to talk about Wednesday at some point later on, and I'm going to make a reference to Riverdale, so we'll come back to that later. We have other news to get to, so we once again we pay our respects and to the family and to the friends and to the fans, our condolences.
Yes.
In crazy news that I feel is an outright attack by James Gunn to Matt Reeves, it can't be anything but Superman sequel was announced. Man of Tomorrow set for July 2027. Guys,
how's that an attack? Oh, break it down. Break it down.
You want me to break it down? Okay,
I know. Whoosh.
Okay, Matt Reeves releases The Batman in 2021.
Yes, I
fully acknowledge that I was not for it. I spoke regularly about us not needing the Batman. TT, wow. I'm admitting my faults. I came in every week on the podcast as this movie was being made and produced, and I was sour and I was annoyed and I didn't want it, because I said, why do we need another Batman? We had Nolan, we had the Snyderverse Batman stuff with the crossover. We didn't need another Batman. And then I went to the movie and I sat in that theater, and maybe 20 or 30 minutes into the movie, I had to vocalize my frustration with how good the movie was. I had to acknowledge, I had to eat crow, and I had to acknowledge that Matt Reeves' ass had figured out, and I had to say to my partner who was in the theater with me, oh, fuck, I think I like this. Yeah. I had to admit. And
Doc walked out of the movie saying, it's something in the way.
I was just thinking about that.
And I have to admit, after that, I wanted a sequel. You gave us a bomb-ass Catwoman. You gave us some great mob story. You gave us a really interesting Riddler. And I said to myself, and you gave us a little bit of a Joker that I don't really want, but fine, whatever, we get it. And then there was talk of the sequel. And I remember thinking, maybe I actually don't want a sequel. I was okay with this one. But because I didn't want the first one, and now they're saying sequel, I was just like, maybe I'm wrong again. Maybe I should keep my mouth shut. And then I started getting my hopes up for a sequel. And 2022 came, and 2023 came, and 2024 came, and no sequel came. And just the other day, Skinny was on the pod, and Skinny reminded me, yeah, we've been waiting for like 4 years. And I was like, it's been 4 years? And that's when
Reeves went out for cigarettes and never came back. Never came back.
And I was really upset about it. And, we had this conversation with Reeves, and I understand that he, personal stuff came up as to why he was delayed with writing. But even with a writing partner, this man only just recently finished the script.
Wow.
And whereas Superman that just came out and Superman came out after we had our party. That's like, Superman came out after we had our summer party. That's how recent Superman came out. We had our summer party June 21st. It's September 3rd. Superman came out, was in theaters, and is available for digital all already. We are September 3rd. Y'all, it's barely been 2.5 months. And this man goes, you know what? James Gunn comes out with his buddy Corn Sweat and his buddy Holt. And you got Isabel, what's her name? Hawk Girl out here posting. And they're all just like, gang, we coming back 2027, July 2027, Man of Tomorrow. This is on top of the fact that he has Supergirl coming out in 2026.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have 3 years in a row with the Super Family in theaters.
I'm actually happy about that.
I get it. I ain't mad at it, but it's Batman. Where is Batman?
True.
I would tell you to see back old Doc. We don't need another Batman. Superman's been shafted this whole time. Superman was like a backdoor pilot for Batman. That's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now finally the Bat family gets to have its own sunshine and everything like that. I feel it's really sad for Batman, the Batman. You know? We did get a Penguin show out of it.
We did.
Yes.
And got some good stuff out of there.
Yeah. But do you guys feel like this is an intentional attack on Reeves? Because I feel like this is fully like, yo, I'm not waiting for you to come out with your Batman movie. I'm going to keep pumping out this new DCU universe that I'm building. I have Superman, I have Peacemaker, I have Supergirl, I have Man of Tomorrow, and I have a Clayface movie. By the way, the Clayface movie set in your Gotham City. I'm putting a movie in your Gotham City.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they already have the Penguin.
Yeah,
they already have the Penguin. I mean,
but Penguin is set in the Batman.
Go on, you first. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Penguin is set in the Batman's universe. The Clayface movie is DCU James Gunn in the new universe in the new Gotham.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but like the board is okay with this.
I don't understand who's okay with what. Peter
Follow
Safran,
the money. Follow the money.
Yes,
true.
That's what it is. That's what Hollywood's like. Even Jackie Chan said it recently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Jackie Chan said the way movies are made now, they just follow the money. They don't care about making good movies. They just whatever's. They don't even know what is good. They're just like, oh, this made a bunch of money. We'll do the same thing. Oh no, that flopped. Okay, that's not what it is. So they're just whatever follows the money. And then James Gunn already has his machine going.
Yeah,
and you can put it out, and then it's just like, well, dude, like either you make your movie and you continue your stuff, but right now, my iron's hot. People are talking about my stuff.
Yeah, but are you guys happy? Were you happy with Superman?
Yeah,
I liked it. I'm not a big Superman fan. Ness and I have both talked about it on the podcast. Personally, I find Superman a little boring as a character.
Ouch.
I know. Even because is it your IG with you have a Superman logo as one of your avatars?
Yeah, on my Gmail.
Yeah. So and I get it. My thing is not that. I guess I should rephrase. I do use the word boring, but it's more that the writers have gotten so comfortable with Superman being OP that they don't always try to make his stories interesting. Okay. Like. I feel like a lot of the best stories for Superman come from, he's depowered or he's fighting someone he can actually go toe to toe with. Whereas for you to write Superman in a world where he can go up against enemies that he can actually go toe to toe with every single issue, that would be a world full of idiots who don't leave. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't stay in a metropolis where Superman is fighting someone he can actually fight full strength every week. Because that means I'm living in a city that's being destroyed, and that's insane.
That's true.
So you can't really write Superman that way. And that's why sometimes I'm like, this isn't interesting. Whereas the Supergirl comic that I think they're basing this new Supergirl movie on, where she's in space and she went to a red sun for her birthday so she could get drunk. And the story is about her traveling from a red sun back to a yellow sun, and she's getting stronger each step of the way. And like what happens with her on that adventure, super interesting to me. And that's something I would love to see. So I think my thing with Superman is they don't have him in the right space. He's protecting Earth, but it's not interesting to me to see him protecting Earth because he can't really take anyone on.
Okay, I can see. I can understand why you find him boring.
But I would say Gunn found a really interesting way to play on that.
Yes.
I think also is the fact is that everyone is so cynical. Like we are very, very cynical, and the world feels very cynical. So like whenever we see Superman, we're like, hope. Boo. Boo, get out of here. Bring back Batman. Where's Batman? I want darkness. I want just moodiness. I want that eye makeup around the eyes because that makes sense. How come we haven't done that yet? I want him to move his neck. That's what I want. That's what I want on my Batman, to move his neck or not.
Well, Patterson got to move his neck.
Yeah, but I'm saying like as like Superman is able to move his neck. He doesn't wear a cowl or anything. He's able to do all this stuff, and it's just everyone's like, boo. You get Batman.
But that's what I was saying. Like James Gunn, it's spoilers for Superman if you haven't seen it yet. But I feel like I said, it's available on digital now, so hopefully you've seen it. But the fact that in the movie, the thing that beats Superman is not strength, but someone memorizing his fighting style so well that they can prepare in advance. That to me seems really cool, and that that made it interesting to watch because he's still OP, but it's not about being OP. It's like, oh, you can be as strong as you want, but if I memorize how you fight, I can beat you.
That's true.
And I like the fact that you really see how being a hater is a superpower in itself. And in the last few years,
Kendrick level
haters, Pusha T, Drake, Kendrick, just being a hater has just been this crazy superpower. And seeing someone like, what if someone had all this money and power? I mean, we're already living through that right now, but what if it's to the...
As soon as you said it, I was like, wait, we are actually living through someone with money and power.
What if we had it to the nth degree? And then the only voice of reason, the only superhero that has like a good voice of reason and able to walk through and talk through is the black dude. Is Mr. Terrific. He's like, what? This guy's going to rip the whole thing apart. He's going to rip the whole reality apart. What is he? He just doesn't even care what he's doing. And then it happened.
It was so good. But Titi, what did you think of Superman? Because you're a big fan. And so when you heard that they were making a Superman movie and that they were going to start this new universe, first of all, how did you feel about Snyder's Superman?
Don't care.
Oh, wow.
I was not happy with them. Like, I love the hope. I love the Boy Scout narrative. I just love the guy who's just like a god amongst men. And he's really trying to he's really patient with humanity, right? And humanity keeps on stomping on his foot, and he's like, I can break you. Like, you guys are paper to me, but I'm going to be really patient, right? And I'm going to try to show you the way, right? Or at least try not show you, but guide you towards a better way of resolving issues,
right?
And so with the Snyderverse, look, I actually do really, really like Man of Steel. I actually really do like it. But then we didn't really get much of Superman after that. And I just didn't like how they were depicting characters in the Snyderverse. And I felt and Zack Snyder said himself, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the source material. He just wants to make cinema. And he's good at how do I put it? He's good at making things look really nice.
Cinematographer. He's an amazing cinematographer.
Amazing, right? But then when it comes to a story that makes you feel when I'm watching this hero, I'm not only watching this person overcome an obstacle, but triumph over it. And in the end of the day, you feel good leaving the theater. I never felt that way watching a Zack Snyder film. But then this movie with James Gunn, first of all, I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, yo, I just want a good Superman movie. Okay. Screw all the noise and everyone's talking about hating on it. I just want a good Superman story. And I felt this was a really good one. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't perfect, right? It had its flaws. However, I came out of the theater feeling really good, feeling hopeful that, okay, you know what, James Gunn, you have my vote. I didn't really, to be honest, care for season 1 of Peacemaker. Okay. Everyone was going crazy. I was like, I guess it's not my thing. I don't know what James Gunn is going to do with Superman, but then watching this and just seeing how much care he put and detail he put into Superman and the world, I was like, okay, you know what, James. Oh yeah, James. Yeah. You have my vote. So I'm hopeful. I like the movie a lot.
I'm not mad at the movie. I know I was originally. I think the thing that upset me was that I don't like that he didn't let go of the Snyderverse completely. That was one thing. Because this universe that we're in now, and I have this conversation with everybody, and people tell me let it go, and I'm trying. I am trying to let it go. But we are watching a Superman universe that is linked to the Peacemaker universe, that is linked to Amanda Waller, that is linked to the same Viola Davis who played Amanda Waller in the Snyderverse, and Peacemaker who was in Snyderverse, and supposedly Blue Beetle's going to make an appearance at some point, whether it's the animated or in IRL. And we also have Rick Flag Jr., who is dead in this universe from Peacemaker's hand, and Rick Flag Sr., which is a big part of season 2, is taking over Argus because Amanda Waller got kicked out because of her connection in the previous. So every time I think about the fact that he's starting over this DCU with Superman, it's hard for me to accept that when you're starting it over with characters that existed in Snyder's universe. And that, yeah. So that's I hope we get to a point where it's completely let go, and I think he could let go of Peacemaker, if I'm being honest. But
how could he? I mean, I don't know how he would do that.
I mean, he's never going to want to.
He's not going to want to because it's totally it's a his thing. Yeah. He made him cool. He's not going to do that. Like, that's his ego.
Yeah, who cared? Who's like, oh man, I can't wait for Peacemaker. Nobody. James Gunn is really amazing. I'm saying James Gunn's really amazing. Here's this obscure character. Let's bring that in.
But
and then all of a sudden, Peacemaker #1 is going for like hundreds of dollars.
Can we give credit where credit's due? Marvel did that first. Because no one cared about Iron Man, and look at where we are now.
No, Peacemaker was like lower tier. Peacemaker
for sure. Yes.
Peacemaker's up there with Plastic Man.
Like Peacemaker didn't have his own cartoon show.
Put respect on Plastic Man's name.
Will not. No, don't nobody give a fuck about Plastic Man.
People care about
it's all about Elongated Man, right?
Sorry, that's it. Is it Plastic Man or Elongated Man? Because no, you can't have two Elongated Man on the same
Yeah.
I think you're talking about Elongated Man, because Elongated Man's the one that's like a super detective like Batman, but no one pays attention to him.
Whoever was on the Flash.
Exactly. Oh no, that's Plastic. I think that is Plastic. You're talking about
Plastic Man never takes himself too seriously, but he's in quite a few things. He's in Brave and the Bold. He's in quite a few things.
Brian, you know what I'm talking about? Who was
I know Flash? Exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to look.
Who's in Flash?
I think he was in the.
Oh no, it's Elongated Man. It is Elongated Man that's in Flash in the Arrowverse. Ralph Digby, and Ralph is actually has a really weird backstory and like a crazy thing. There's Justice League. They do all sorts of crazy. No, his wife. And something ends up happening to his wife. His wife is sexually assaulted, which is very, very sad.
By Mirror Master? No.
By Dr. Light.
Dr. Light. Then the Justice League does some super fuckery to him.
Yeah, Zatanna and
like wipes his brain.
Yeah, Hawkman, Zatanna, and a whole crew of them decide we're done with this crap, and they wipe Dr. Light and reduce him. Yeah. They like make him this kind of like lower tier villain, and the joke is they make him so weak that he's essentially the plaything villain for the Titans. That was actually the commentary. Like one of the things that Light, like, because I think Light starts to get back his memories. And one of the things that he says is like, you had me playing with the kids, knowing full well that I was way more powerful than this. And the other side of it is they mess with Batman's brain.
Yeah.
And that's what caused the major issue because Batman don't
that's
like to
mess with. That's what caused Batman to make the contingency
OMAC
for all of them.
Yeah. The OMAC project. Yes.
Yeah, no, never again.
This is deep lore for you for the kids who might not know, but
I'm not a DC head and I know that just through Wikipedia reading. And
his wife wasn't the one that ended up in the fridge.
That's
that's
a
Kyle.
Green. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember I read that one. Okay.
Like, imagine if all the DC rogues that were like super goofy in name, like Egghead and like Clock King, Calendar Man, were all like super devious, and they just got their brains booped, and basically they're just like, yeah, your playthings now.
I gotta say though, when you read that story, the fact that Zatanna can do the magic to reduce someone from a threat to some kind of toy for the kids, it's like y'all should be doing this to a lot more people because you have some very dangerous villains out there.
No, but then they wouldn't have jobs. You see what I'm saying?
They would have day jobs.
I think I need to be employed. I need to actually get these.
I don't think Zatanna wants to work in Vegas anymore. I think she's like, I'm over that.
Anyways, so all this to say for Superman, James Gunn, I wish you well. This outright diss to Matt Reeves is hilarious. I look forward to what you do next.
I'm just gonna say right now, Peacemaker season 2 is so far dog shit.
Yeah. See, well, let's talk about when we get to the view.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying,
yeah, because I didn't love it. But yeah. So let's run through the headlines then. If we want to get into View the Right Thing, Sophie Turner has been confirmed as Lara Croft on Prime Video's Tomb Raider series.
Old Jean Grey.
Yeah, old Jean Grey, Game of Thrones.
Not give me very Lara Croft to Lara Croft. Sophie Turner.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Let's hear. Let's hear. What are the thoughts? Why are we hating this?
I'm sorry, but like you. Okay, first of all, you as Jean Grey was an insult. Because like what's this? And after now, you as Lara Croft, like, excuse me.
She doesn't look like she can really pull a bow and arrow and actually make it seem like it does something. She doesn't look like she could wield double like 45 Desert Eagles and it's like a gang thing. Like it's not gang with her.
I'm trying to remember if in the newer series of Lara Croft, like I know in the ending of the first game, she dual wields the pistols.
Okay.
She doesn't do it in the second one. I didn't get to beat and finish the third one.
That girl got her shoulder broken in like the epilogue. Like that chick was wild. The game character of the new Lara Croft is harder than Sophie Turner. Get out of here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's like Sophie Turner as her. I don't know. When I saw that, when I read that, I was like, what are we doing? You're telling me you couldn't find anyone else to cast her? Like
I will ask this. I will ask that. Oh, do you have a name of who you would? Because I'm gonna ask.
The girl who's in Together, but she's clearly like a little bit older now. But yeah, homegirl from she used to be in Community. You know what I'm talking about?
Alison Brie.
That's it. She would kill. She would kill Lara Croft.
Interesting.
But she has crazy eye. You know what I'm saying? She has crazy eye, so she would really do like she would fuck up. Yeah. Get her mad.
So we're talking about Alison Brie. Like that's who you were talking.
Alison Brie. Alison Brie would wreck that.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That I'm not mad at that. I could see Annie getting a little crazy with them.
Lara Croft is pretty damn crazy to be doing half the shit.
All right, I'm not mad at it. Okay, what else do we have? Peacock is coming to Prime Video in a wide-ranging deal between Comcast and Amazon. So for those of you who don't know, I bundled this with also Canadian news. Rogers is set to bundle Netflix, Disney Plus, and Apple TV Plus in Canada, all for one deal, $22 Canadian. And it's going to be the ad tier versions of the streamers. Yeah. So Netflix and Disney Plus are going to be ad tier. Apple TV, I don't think has an ad tier. I could be wrong. So guys, I think the streaming wars are pretty much coming to an end, and everyone is trying to figure out how to bundle because they're realizing the turnover for all these streaming apps is hurting them in the long run.
About time.
Yeah.
But now you got ads, so it's cable again.
It's essentially cable. Yeah.
Straight up cable again.
Netflix tricked everyone.
You said that Peacock is coming into Prime Video. Is like Canada also?
Yep. I hope so. I tried finding information to see if it's going to be coming to Canada. I don't know. Because Peacock licensing deals might make it hard for them to come into Canada. I know that they license a lot of the content that they have to Bell and Rogers on different.
Don't we have all of Peacock anyways?
We have almost all of Peacock through Crave with Bell. Yeah, so that's the thing. So unfortunately, when it comes to Canada, some of these deals might not necessarily affect us, but ultimately the point was more for me to point out that the bundle deals are happening and they are actively going to start doing these bundle deals across the board, Canada and US. Sorry, Skinny, hit us.
Can we point out the fact that throughout this whole streaming war and bundle deals and all that stuff, Canada won?
Yeah, Canada has the best deal.
First time, like we have we used to have garbage when it was cable. Shit was bad. We had to pay for this channel, pay for that channel, get this bundle, WGN over here, but you can't get KTLA. Stupid, right? Now, legit, we pay one price. You can make if you're wild, you get Amazon and you throw in the Crave, and then you just have HBO. Then you got Disney Plus, and at most of your wrestling head, you have Netflix. That's what $80 a month.
If you're doing the ad tiers, probably.
Sorry, because if you've been grandfathered into most of these things and you just have the regular price. So my Disney Plus is like 19 maybe. Netflix, I saw them hit me with $21 the other day.
Yes.
And then Prime is still regular price, and I think my wife's
$100 a year.
Yeah.
But Prime has ads. But yeah.
Prime has ads. So, but like, okay.
Yeah, they
then
stuck in ads. Jerks.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that versus the non-cable I'm paying, and yeah, we're winning. If you're here in the States, they just now shut down Hulu, but you have to get Hulu to get this, to get that thing.
A little bit of me kind of misses cable in the sense of you turn on the TV, something's already playing, and you just hop in, as opposed to I'm gonna watch something.
Yeah. The what is it? Is it called choice paralysis?
Yeah, choice paralysis.
Yeah.
So you're just fluttering through a bunch of stuff. Hey, do you want to watch this? Nah, your partner's like, nah, I don't really want to watch that.
Yeah.
You're like, fine.
That's when you go and get a smart TV, right? And then they have something called I think it's Pluto TV or one of them things, just like cable.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, that's true.
I would say Pluto TV. If you're someone who misses that, where you just jump in,
Pluto.
Have all your streaming services, and then just have Pluto TV, because that's
perfect. Pluto TV.
Pluto TV is like a free TV streaming, but just
owned by
channels. Owned by who? Go ahead. Paramount, but it has channels just dedicated to things of like yesteryear and also newer stuff. But you'll have like Kitchen Nightmares channel, Home Improvement channel,
Ninja Turtles channel,
Anime channel, Sailor Moon channel, TNA Wrestling channel. Kitchen Nightmares channel.
And it's just running episode after episode all day, and it has ads, and you just jump in.
That's how I saw the boxing anime, Wendell. By the way,
Hajime no Ippo.
Exactly, it was all there. It plays during the day. You have Ronin Warriors on Sunday. Man, great.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then they have some channels that are just set up so you can watch tons of different stuff. So, like, let's say they have the comedy channel. It instead of it just being one show, like what's the one, King of Queens?
Yeah, it'll mix it.
They have a mix where they have like what's his name, Cedric the Entertainer's show.
Yes,
the Neighbors, right?
King of like Queens, stuff,
So you'll have different shows. So it almost feels like you're generally watching a cable channel that's just running through their stuff. So it's a we got Lee J. Shout out to Lee J. Who's out here, and also Kevin Davis, and to everyone that's tuned in. Tubi. But Tubi is awesome as well. Tubi is where they brought back the show Damascus that was going to be canned. AMC made the show and wasn't going to release it, and then Tubi ended up buying the rights, and that's why everyone's got a bunch of people's gone to see the show to Damascus, which has been very entertaining. So,
isn't that a sci-fi show?
Yeah, it's a sci-fi show where like the guy is visiting alternate realities. And Lee J, thank you for mentioning. Chappelle Show is also on Pluto. There's a Chappelle Show channel.
Yes.
And then the other thing that's really cool about Tubi is they sometimes get British shows. So that BBC show Borders, which is like an all-black cast about young black kids who end up at like a rich white boarding school. Through some kind of program, they have that show on Tubi in North America. And it's actually a really good show. So I would recommend people checking it out if they have a chance. In other news, speaking of Paramount, the parent company, Paramount Plus, which has, been bought out by Skydance, and there's a whole bunch of deals and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of crazy over there right now. I have some insider information about BET that I will share with you guys. This is just between us.
Can't talk about BET. You know what happens to you, man.
I got my man with me, so I'm ready.
Okay, so guys, just some really sad news. I found out that, and actually this is probably public too, but so they got rid of the whole programming team at BET, all the BET channels, and the person who is there is by themselves, and they are programming all the channels on their own, and essentially it's become Groundhog's Day, where it's just the same content looping because they don't have enough time to try and manage all these channels. So BET is, and the thing that hurts the most is Byron Allen, who is that like very rich billionaire black comedian who has his own cable networks and the Weather Channel and a bunch of syndicated stuff, tried to buy BET from Viacom Paramount back in the day, and like not too long ago for $3 billion was trying to buy it, and they were just like, nah, man, forget you. And didn't take the deal. And now Skydance is buying Paramount, and they're probably not going to support BT. Like a bunch of these channels are going to go to the wayside. They're not going to support them.
That's terrible.
It's very sad. Yeah. It's very, very sad.
Did I just hear that? Okay, Family Channel's gone now, or going to be
Canada? Yes.
Yeah.
Family Channel's done.
The carriers.
Yeah.
In Canada, the problem is the carriers are starting to push back and not carry some of the major like partners. I think one of them is called Wild something. Those guys are gone.
They're in French, so they're people petitioning for French Simpsons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for the voice cast.
Yeah, because apparently Quebecois francophone Simpsons is completely different than Parisian French Simpsons.
Yeah.
Which I and people are up mad.
Mm-hmm. I think they did that for the Flintstones.
It was only Flintstones and Simpsons have done it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's some really rough stuff happening, but Star Trek, which is also on Paramount, this is more continuation with how bad things have gotten. So Rebecca Romaine, who plays number 1 on the series, mentioned in an interview that they had to fight for the last season, their final season, which is season 5, because Paramount wanted to push them to just do a 2-hour streaming movie to wrap up all their storylines, and the producers had to tell them it's not possible for us to do that. We have too many storylines going on at once, and it will do a disservice to the fans and to the story we're trying to tell. And they had to fight to get 6 episodes when they usually get 10 episodes a season. So unfortunately, another show that's getting kind of dying out slowly and sadly.
With the wrap it up B.
Yeah.
Can you do it? Well, we usually get 10 episodes. Can you do it in 2 hours?
Yeah, that's crazy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine asking someone?
That's
just disrespectful.
How long are their episodes? 1 hour, right?
Yeah, episodes are 1 hour.
1 hour.
2-hour movies good? No commercials? Sir?
No, there's gonna be commercials. Oh, damn! You want
a very special episode? You get 2 hours. Very special.
You want a 90-minute episode?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's essentially what they're trying to get them to do. It's really sad over there at Paramount, man. I'm telling you.
You want me to run this 10-hour season, 12 maybe, and push it down to 90 minutes? Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's
TT,
crazy.
You look so sad to hear this.
Yeah, like what's going on? Can we just get good television? Can we get good networks to like just give us great programs and just let things go? Like let the shows, the
creatives create. Yeah.
Like
that
what's
was
going on?
Yeah, it was the 2010s. He's not wrong.
Wait, I do need to apologize to you, Skinny. I do, because 8 years ago.
Yes, I did.
Do you remember? I think season 1 wrapped up of Legion. Do you remember that?
Taking credit before you even know it. Oh yeah.
Yes, I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and you're like, you need to go back, because I was like, I'm not with this show. This show is not good. I was like,
oh no.
Remember that? And after your reaction, you're like, TT, you need to go back and rewatch the show. I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to do this. Screw this. But something happened called the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I have time, like everyone else in the world.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and watch it. And I watched the show. And I rewatched it. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's right.
Yep.
Bro, I watched it again like a couple months ago.
Wow.
Just Legion or season 1?
All of it.
All of it. Yo, homie, how do you untangle it? Because I watch it and I rewatch it, and there's times where I'm like, I don't think I understand what I'm watching.
I got the season, honestly. I watched season 1, I watched 2, and that 3, I was like, all right.
They had, I think, how many seasons did they have? 3 or 4?
3.
3? Okay.
And it was planned they planned it to make only 3 seasons.
Okay.
And that's why I really appreciate it, because you know how like some shows, like the originally planned it for like a certain amount seasons.
Well, I mean, we could talk about the most popular one. Supernatural was only supposed to be 5.
I was about to say that. Yeah. Supernatural. It should have ended like season 5?
Yeah, they were gonna end it at season 5.
It was so perfect after they announced season 6. I was like, this is so dumb. Why would you do that? So like with Legion, I felt like it just wrapped up. Though in some parts he did rush, but I do feel like he wrapped up like beautifully. And I was like, you know what, man, I gotta let Skinny know. Like, shit, you were right, bro. You're right. So I really appreciate it. I like the show.
Legion is a good show. I highly recommend it. It's funny that it's coming up again, because this may be the 3rd or 4th time I've heard people talk about it in recent times, and it makes me feel like I really got to go back in for a rewatch because people are really excited about it. Check it, especially with all the X-Men stuff that's going to be coming out from the MCU in the next little while. Legion is a nice little, if they want to do things right, Legion is a very interesting example of what you could do with it. Speaking of Disney and their IPs, Star Wars Starfighter has added the beautiful, and I say this knowing everyone thinks so, Aaron Pierre. with the Tiana Taylor partner and the light skin, light eyes, having all the girls going all crazy. It's going to be in Starfighter. People are very excited for this. I mentioned this to a friend of mine, and she was just like, "Who's that again?" And I was just like, "Tiana Taylor's boyfriend." And they're just like, "Because she doesn't know black culture that well." So I'll give her that. It's a white friend.
No.
Sorry, but
No.
once I said Tiana Taylor's boyfriend because she loves Tiana Taylor's music, she was just like, "Oh, that fine ass man." I was like, "Yes."
Did she float off the ground as she
Pretty
said
much.
that? Like, oh,
The heart started pounding in her eyes and in her chest. Everyone pretends like it's only boys who have the werewolf reaction. I've seen girls have the exact same reaction.
the drooling from the mouth.
Yo, big fact.
Sinners drooling from the mouth. Why are you drooling from your mouth? What's going on?
The amount of women I know who have a reaction whenever you talk about Sinners, the kind of reaction of just like, "Oh, I love that movie." I'm just like, "Oh yeah, it's a great story." They're just like, and always they don't even talk about the story. Michael B. Jordan twice. That was all I needed. Every time that is
every time this dude is on the screen topless, some girl breaks something.
Yeah, you remember the girl who broke the braces?
Yeah, she broke her retainer. She bit down so hard she broke the retainer.
Yeah,
she saw Killmonger on screen.
So
Iraq, Afghanistan.
But yeah, so Aaron Pierre, soon to be giving girls the same reaction of broken retainers and goo eyes, is going to be in Starfighter. He's also doing over at HBO with in Green Lantern. So
right, okay.
I really hope Disney will leave him alone. Yeah, I don't want Disney to jump in and start trying to pull this guy away from HBO. Leave him alone.
No, I don't think Disney's going to do that. That sounds more like a Paramount thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
That sounds more like Paramount. Hey, we need Superman back. He's not shaving his mustache.
Craziest decision.
But too bad.
We got two more things in TV. Harry Potter movie star to reprise his role in HBO TV series. I had it here. Warwick Davis is going to be reprising his role as Professor. Oh, what was his professor's? I just had it written. Professor. Nope, I wrote down the wrong name here.
No.
He played the little person. Here we go. Warwick is Professor Phileas Litwick. Listen, you Harry Potter people better accept that pronunciation because I don't know how you say that name. But
was he the one that was like in charge of like some kind of security thing in one of the movies? I think that's
all I know is homeboy from Willow is not giving up that role, and I respect him for it.
I mean, am I wrong?
We're all thinking that. I know what you're about to say.
Kind of like that's
wait. What are we saying? I don't know.
Because it's like, oh, he reprises his role. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, because there's no other little actors who had
he already finished Willow.
Ain't doing it.
The gravitas.
There's mad other ones. I hear you.
Yeah,
but you know, like.
Yeah. I like the pause because the pause is gonna let people fill in whatever they want.
Well, yeah, because I mean, he's not gonna be an Ewok anymore.
It's just like
Warwick Davis. He's a name. He's Willow. We know him as Willow. He did the revival of Willow, right?
Yeah, which is sad that they canceled that because I thought that was actually a fun.
But you're also Warwick Davis, and you're kind of like, well, I mean, Peter Dinklage is out here doing all 7 of the blood clot dwarves. So, what else am I gonna do?
By the way, we know he wasn't actually in that movie, but
yeah, you know what I
call out Disney pretty hard on that.
Going and getting God's canceled. For guys like me, for Warwick Davis to come up and be like,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
I could have been a good grumpy if I'm Warwick Davis, and here he is canceling jobs. So yeah, you're damn straight. I'm gonna take my role back.
Facts. You know what?
What am I gonna do?
I agree with you actually. Money. I agree with you actually, because I just had this conversation with someone where they were like, so who played the dwarves in Snow White? And I was just like, it was CGI. And they're like, okay, but did they at least get little people to voice them? I was like, no, they got famous actors to voice them. And he's just like, so Peter Dinklage called these people out and lost 7 roles to little people. I was like, 6, because one of them was a little person. The voice of one of them was done by a little person.
He's not invited to the parties. No.
Yeah.
So,
shunned. You want to hear shunned? Him.
But shout out to Warwick Davis and congratulations. I know a lot of people. I actually was just reading another article where Christopher Columbus, is that the director? that directed Home Alone and the first Harry Potter movie?
Yeah, it's Chris, but it's not.
No, I think it's
Chris.
Columbus. Yeah, Chris Columbus. Yeah,
Chris Columbus, not Christopher. Chris Columbus. Apologies. Thank you. So Chris Columbus said he recently spoke to Daniel Radcliffe.
No, it's Christopher Joseph Columbus. You're right.
Oh, okay, there you go.
This is a shorthand. Go on. Yeah. Sorry.
So he recently spoke to Daniel Radcliffe about coming back, and them now with the newfound fame and popularity of Harry Potter with the TV show, would they be interested in doing The Cursed Child as a movie? Because that's the big Broadway play. I got to see that in Toronto. It was actually pretty cool.
Okay.
The practical effects were badass. But so he said he spoke to the cast, Daniel and all of them, and unfortunately, because they just generally cannot find, they aren't comfortable working with J.K. Rowling's anymore. They said no. So he told fans
on business.
Yeah, he told fans they're not coming back. They're not going to make the movie. And even some of the actors that are on the new HBO series have said, as much as they're taking these roles, they don't believe or agree with the creator, and that they are just doing this because, you know, these roles are very important to people. Yeah, it's the money.
Let's be real.
Kitty's not wrong. Yeah, TT's not wrong. They're not wrong. The money spoke, and they took the deals. But still, at least they spoke out against the person. So
eight zeros. That's why
inflation's real out here.
Yeah.
It's not easy out here.
A last bit of TV news that we have: the shrinking star Luke Tenney, who is also in the Death. Oh, what was that school? Deadly Class.
Yes.
Yeah, so Luke Tenney, who was in Deadly Class and recently has been in Shrinking on Apple TV, is going to be joining Abbott Elementary in season 5 as a guest star. People are really looking forward to that. He's a fantastic actor, and he's really good in Shrinking, and was even, in my opinion, was fantastic in Deadly Class. He played his character very well. He played the young gangbanger. And Deadly Class, if those of you who don't know, is a school that is made up of like assassins and drug dealers and all this stuff, and like cartel kids and stuff. It's where the cartels and all those people send their kids to learn how to deal and be like just hardcore killers. And you find out that his character has never actually killed anyone. So he's actually a nice guy who's playing the gangbanger character, and it's really interesting to see that kind of
anime.
Yeah, there actually is an anime similar to it that they recently put on Netflix. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing him on Abbott Elementary. We have one crazy piece of news for the collectors out there, and this is something that goes back to our conversation about K-pop Demon Hunters last week, and also goes into our interest in music. So K-pop Demon Hunter is releasing CDs, which already kind of a crazy thing. One of the things, though, is they've launched K-pop Demon Hunter photo card collectibles in the CDs. So every time you buy one of the CDs, you get a photo card of one of the 3 main characters. And because you never know which one it is, because it's a blind box type situation, people have been buying multiple CDs. So one girl posted online, she bought 5 CDs to get all 3 characters.
Top selling album coming? Anyone? Yep. Yeah.
My thing though is, guys, what are we?
Where did this shit come from?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I watched the movie in June, and the movie was good, I have to say.
All right.
And I remember thinking, these songs are actually really good. And when the album came out, I sourced all the music for my work, because I do, like you guys know, I do playlists. And I said, these songs are going to be, I'm going to put them in like toy stores, because I thought at the time, like, because it's an animated movie, that it would be more focused for kids. But it blew up so much, I noticed that the songs I had put in the system were being used in every playlist across the company. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize they were that popular.
You should get a bonus just for that, dog.
Yeah.
No comment.
Playing them things in, they should be like, it was Brian.
No comment. You know what I will say, though? I've been telling people for a long time, because a lot of people were saying there's no song of the summer this year, 2025. Song of the summer. People couldn't tell. And I kept saying, the song of the summer is Golden by Huntrix, which is on the soundtrack for K-pop Demon Hunter. That is the song of the summer. That was the most popular song on the charts. It was number 1 for like 9 weeks straight. The 4 songs from the album are in the top 10. Like, why are people even sleeping on it? I don't get it.
Remember a couple of years ago, what was the song in the summer by that kid who is Star Fox in Eternals and never did it again?
Harry Styles.
Yeah, I'm so happy that shit's over. That song.
As it was?
Oh my god.
You are?
Or Watermelon. Actually, he's
no. As it was.
As it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it was.
But but he's had Song of the Summer or close to a couple times. So
that song, like, legit, nah, because it's good, but like, yo,
yeah, it's addictive. It's an addictive.
Not
song.
annoying.
But speaking about the Demon Hunters,
yeah.
Okay, well, not necessarily that, but that whole like you getting these character cards and the CDs.
Yes, collectibles. Yeah,
the collectibles. The thing is, I know that they were doing that in Japan for one group, but they collabed with McDonald's.
I heard this story. Yes,
you heard about it?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
People were just buying the combos of like McDonald's like trios and all that, only for like the collectibles, and after they're throwing the stuff
food.
away, the food away.
They were throwing out food into trash bins because they just wanted the collectible card. They didn't care about the food, and McDonald's had to cancel because there was so much food waste.
Same with BTS in Korea, they were doing the same thing, and it's wild because you would see like a stack of like all these CDs, and no one really cared about the music. Well, they have the songs already, but
they really want the cards. Yeah,
exactly. So
that's why, like, I know Netflix is really. First of all, K-pop Demon Hunter was made by Sony. I want everyone to remember that. Everyone to think about that. I feel like Sony's getting the shaft. They only made
Sony Animation.
Yeah, fine. Sony Animation part, a subsidiary.
Yeah.
But
don't be saying no Sony Ericsson.
Exactly, man.
Nope. Sony Ericsson.
Sony Music. Sony Music put that together. That's wild. I didn't know.
Funny.
Record company do that.
But all this to say, people need to put respect on Sony Animation and Sony in general, because it sucks that they sold this movie off, but it was the pandemic, and hindsight 2020, they probably could have kept it. I will say, though, I've heard a lot of people having conversations saying that if this movie had released in theaters, it wouldn't have blown up the way it has, because Netflix having the access and allowing kids to rewatch the movie as much as they did is what led to it blowing up.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Netflix is basically VHS.
Yes.
The new VHS.
It is.
Hey, rewind that, put it in again.
Yeah.
Rewind that, put it in again.
I was listening to a podcast where a woman was saying she watched it every day for a week. And and that she had it timed because she knew which times to leave to go to the bathroom and stuff. And I was just like,
when you like a movie that much and you're like quoting it.
Yeah,
you can quote it, like you could just play the movie in your head and you're saying all the lines and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, K-pop Demon Hunter. So if you guys are collecting those photo cards, please consider recycling the plastic or giving it away to someone after who wants the CD, because it is very, very sad to think that people are going to just let this fall to the wayside. Yeah. I have one more piece of news before we talk about Peacemaker. Comic book news: Age of Revelation, which is a spiritual successor to the Age of Apocalypse, is going to be the crossover event of the summer. This coming summer. This fall for Marvel. So if you guys are really big fans of Marvel and you were fans of Age of Apocalypse, they are going to have the Unbreakable X-Men, which is a team made up of like a Spider-Girl, Gambit. There's like a whole bunch of people, and Age of Revelation is going to be a multi-comic crossover event, and that's going to be coming out in the next few months. So you guys keep an ear to the ground, and shout outs to the kids over at Crossover Comics, because that's probably where I'm going to be picking up my issues. Skinny, let's talk Peacemaker. I know you got to bounce soon, so let's hit it.
It's Peacemaker season 2.
2 episodes in.
2 episodes in, he discovers he discovers his dad's weapon stash area that's in an interdimensional portal or so on.
Yeah,
can lead to a place that has another Peacemaker world where his brother's alive, his dad's alive, and they're a superhero trio. This Goofy on the first go meets himself and somehow manages to kill him.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
Spoilers.
Do we have it going up?
I'm not going to put it up, but we're saying it. Spoilers. Sorry. Go ahead, Skinny. I'll let you
supposedly goes ahead and kills himself in the dumbest way that any other Peacemaker would kill himself. You see this kind of rudeness? Stop knocking. I'm busy. So goes ahead and kills himself. The next episode, he brings in Vigilante to, of course, dispose of the body.
Yo, they cut it up like Dexter style. That was messed up.
Super Dexter style, which is super gross to do that.
Yeah.
Vigilante's all into it, obviously, because he's just a strange human being.
It's dark that he was so prepared for that.
And then, like, I mean, Peacemaker goes through the motions of just not being able to feel anything, and then every time he feels like he's a bad person, he gets yelled at. Then he goes and runs off to this other world where everything's happy. Now he's trying to. Now he's, which I found really stupid. He took the dude's phone. Why'd you do that? He takes his cell's phone, tries to text his girl from that universe, who is the girl he's attracted to here in this universe.
Yeah,
thinking that,
James Gunn's real life wife.
Yeah, Jennifer Holland. All kinds of normal, weird. And then I found this is great.
Is James Gunn a cuck? Can we? Do we want to?
He might.
A little bit of a cuck.
What? Zombie?
Well, James Gunn has his beautiful wife all up in the bed with John Cena.
I'm not casting my wife in that role.
I'm not. This is who
and I'm directing.
We weren't married at that time, right? The first season?
They were.
I thought they were.
We got married like after Guardians 3.
Yeah, I thought they were dating.
Oh.
Yeah. And he, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not directing.
Even if it's not his wife, they were dating. And this man decided, and I'm not saying she's not a good actress and don't put her in the role. Do. But the fact that you just have John Cena naked with your woman in bed every chance you get seems a little cucky.
Wild.
And live your best life, sir. I'm not, by the way, not a judgment. If cuck is your life, do you. But it's just
you. But I'm also not going to be like, no, honey, kiss him better. No tongue. Roman Reigns mean. No. Anyways, I found the good thing about this episode, or the two episodes, was that he had to go into that universe to get reception on their phone.
Yeah,
it's like you're in Trinidad using a Vodafone. It was great. Fantastic. I loved it. I was like, yes, good. That's cool. Funny. Otherwise, the whole thing could be thrown away.
The second episode wasn't great.
His crush, she's going through it too, being worthless, can't work at Argus anymore, so she's getting her face batted in by bikers, and no one's.
Yeah, she's like triggering fights on purpose, and
like the bartenders are in on it, be like, "Get out of here, bitch!" And you're like, "No, y'all kicked a girl in her face, regardless of what she did to you. You're
But can we say the scene where she looks like where she's in the convenience store or the pharmacy, and the woman thinks she's being abused, so she comes up to her and she's just like,
"I'm not being abused." What you say?
And she starts yelling, "I am not your mirror."
That's it. I'm not your. It's like, whoa,
dude, that was so funny. And now don't get me wrong. I understand that woman was doing what she felt was a good deed. She was trying to help someone who she thought was being abused.
Yeah.
But I also understand when someone's like, first of all, don't just unload on someone. Just come in and be like, "You're being abused. I can help you." And then the person is kind of like, and said, that's not the case. And then you continue. Then I understand the person's reaction. Her reaction being like, "Fuck you." I'm gonna,
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Don't you put that on me.
Yeah.
Don't you put that curse on us, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me. I watched that before that left Netflix.
Oh, so good. But yeah, piss poor, not great. I hope episode 3 is going to be better, because otherwise this has to mean something, and it's an 8-episode season.
Yeah. And this is the follow-up to Superman, because he kept telling everybody we got Superman, and then this is going to be 3 months later, like we're continuing. So be ready. Peacemaker is like my continuation in that universe right now.
Either he's going to do something to just collapse the universes on each other and just make it all one, and then that's going to be a conflict of Justice Gang. But all to say.
All right.
That being said,
it's not good.
Yeah, no.
So far, not good. Not good. Gunn has a chance to save it. And with Supergirl, and then Man of Tomorrow in 2027, which again, insane that he has it planned, but he has a lot down in the pipeline, so he's not slowing down.
Writing too much off that he cannot chew.
I didn't want to say it, but that is my feeling, because having if you're going to be the Feige, and I understand that you want to do multiple projects, but you're not playing catch up with Marvel anymore. You guys landed the plane with Superman. I think you probably have, I don't know financially, but you have the movie of the summer from the nerds. Because when it comes down to Fantastic Four and Superman, I have to say Superman is the more entertaining film to watch.
Oh,
so that was my opinion.
Fantastic Four, it is.
Sorry, my opinion. I thought that was accepted.
It's entertaining, and I hear you. Yeah. I hear what you're saying, because I get it. Fantastic Four wasn't meant to be like run and punch and beat you in the face, blah blah blah. It was literally like, y'all are gonna think.
Right. Yeah. Just and I wanted to see more. I I wanted to see Johnny Storm flame on and fly around a lot more than I did.
He's gonna flame on and fly around. And he has to face
I know.
Doom. Right now, we're gonna talk about his sister and make y'all realize this here is a woman and she's a leader, and y'all gonna like her. That's
True.
I don't want to hear no complaints. You're just gonna like her.
True.
Okay?
True. I'll give you that. Yeah.
It.
All right, man. Peacemaker. People go check it out.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah. TC, have you been watching anything recently? Any shows you've been checking out? Because I have Foundation I can talk about. So
I don't know. I don't even know what that show is.
Oh, mon ami, let me take you through a path of.
It's a weird show.
Yeah, so Foundation, which is available on Apple, Apple TV Plus for all you kids out there. Like I said, available soon from Rogers in a bundle. Not sponsored. I just think it's finally. I'm happy that people will be able to bundle stuff. But so the show we're in the third season. Isaac Asimov wrote it, if I'm not mistaken. It's considered one of the kind of like earlier grandfather type sci-fis. This Valerian and the Thousand Something and Dune are considered like some of the OG sci-fi because they're the ones that all the other sci-fis kind of steal from. Or
it was Isaac Asimov.
It was Isaac Asimov, right? Yeah. So, and Foundation is really interesting. I don't know much about the book series. I have a friend who's read them and has told me they're very entertaining. The 3 seasons, they one of the main changes that I understand is the cloning of the leader, which is played by Lee Pace, was not something that they had in the original book series. And it, in my opinion, it makes the show very interesting because it's one of those things like it's one thing to say the sins of the father onto the son, but in a world where they clone the same person over and over, and it's the same face for generations, the sins of the father and the face never go away. So generational trauma, some of these other planets and people centuries later still associate the face of their oppressor with the face that is still in charge. And it makes for really interesting conversations about imperialism, running space, alliances, and how far are you willing to go to try and stop someone, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, there's a character who essentially sacrifices, like, let's say it's chess. And Cleon, who is Lee Pace's character, and he plays like Cleon the 27th or whatever. This is the 27th clone. If you had that kind of power, you would think of yourself as the king on the chessboard. But if you're on the chessboard, someone's playing the game. Someone else is moving the king. And a lot of people use, pawns and kings and stuff as the description of like the king is the most powerful character and the queen are the most powerful characters in a story because the king and the queen are on the board and they're the most powerful. But I would put to you that the person playing the game and moving the king and queen are more powerful. And in this show, they make that point of you can have your kings, you can have your queens, but if there's someone else moving those pieces around, that's who's actually in charge. And that to me makes for some really interesting writing when it comes to a sci-fi or just a show in general. Like that to me seems really cool. So
like Tutors, I guess.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah. When you look back in the history of the world and you hear about like religion affecting politics and stuff like that, like that's what they're talking about. Like you can have an army and pawns and you can have the king and the queen, but if the people above that are manipulating the king and the queen, they're the ones actually playing the game. And that's what this show talks about, and I find it super interesting. So I highly recommend people check it out. I think it's really fun. Lee Pace continues to be a fantastic actor and is doing some really great acting, because one of the things is he plays a different version of himself every season because the clones don't act the exact same. Each clone grows up in their own environment, and it's nature versus nurture. Like it's nurture, like whatever environment they grow up in, they grow up different from the last Cleon because things are different. So he's getting to do some cool shit. And I and the cast is really good and I really like it. So I highly recommend it.
Nice.
Check it out.
Yeah. If you're looking for a fun sci-fi, we're 3 seasons in, because that's my thing. Every year I'm like, yo, I want more space battles. I want science fiction. I want, and I
just rewatch The Expanse.
Oh, dude, I know. There's a good chance I'm going to rewatch The Expanse.
I've heard people have been just go back to it, just rewatch it again, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, because like for me, I'm just I'm hungry for like a show, that's because this show, the concept you gave, you gave me, it was just really like cool, and I'm looking for a show like that. Because a lot of times I'm hearing these, people are telling me, "Oh, you should watch this show," and it's just like a different like variation of like the same concept, And I get bored. I'm like, guys, I want something where I want to like turn off my computer and just sit down and just think about it. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
Like Pantheon was the last show that had me feeling. Have you ever?
Ooh, that's a good show. The animated show, right?
Was. Oh my god, blew my mind.
Pantheon is dope. Pantheon is really good. For those of you who haven't watched Pantheon, Pantheon is an animated series that talks about, what is it to be alive? Are you your body? Are you your mind? Are you your soul? There's like a whole bunch of elements that come into play. And what does it? What are you if you evolve? And what happens if, I guess, Steve Jobs turned out to be a psychopath?
Wait, he wasn't?
But I mean, when you're watching this show, there's a character in there that you think, like, you kind of wait for this character to come along quite a bit, and then finally when they show up, you're like, oh, well, they're gonna do right by everybody, right? Like, they're gonna make it better, they're gonna help the world. And you find out, no, like, and I feel no guilt in telling you, prepare for yourself for a shock, because it hits hard.
It really does.
Yeah, I was shocked when that played out the way it did, because I really expected that character to be a little more kind, and it was dark to see how evil Genius can be. What other shows have you guys been watching? I today, September 3rd, if you are listening to this later, we saw that Wednesday is back. The new season of Wednesday is out. So I got to watch the first episode of the second half of the run. Spoiler: she's not dead. But I mean, it was funny. I was watching one of their interviews, and they asked, it was what's the hot wing one where you dab, but it's not hot one.
Last dab.
Yeah, is that the one where they're like a group of them sometimes, or sometimes?
No. The hot wings one is just them talking to you. Hot ones just is a one-on-one interview.
But what happens when they get just two cast members to talk? There's no.
Oh, that's another one.
Okay, so it is still from the same network, but they got Wednesday on, and they actually had a few of them. They had Luis Guzman, they had Jenna Ortega, they had the girl playing Enid, Emma Myers, and the British kid with the Medusa hair, and they asked Emma, give us a spoiler or eat a hot one, and she ended up eating one. And then Jenna Ortega's go, I mean, you could have just told them this spoiler, I'm not dead. The show's called Wednesday, people. Do you really think they're going to kill me? And it was so funny the way she said it. It was so cocky, like, bitch, I'm not going anywhere. It's my show.
My show. Well, how do you like it? The second season? I didn't continue after the first season.
Oh, you haven't even watched the first half of the second season then?
No.
Oh, okay, well, that's good. I mean, at this point, you have it all. It's all there. All 8 episodes are available, so it's a perfect binge. Season 2 so far has been entertaining. There's some characters in season 1 that I really liked that I was kind of hoping I would get to see, and unfortunately, they're not back, which is unfortunate. Like, it is what it is. I guess I should have known if they weren't, like, the way those characters left in season 1, I should have understood that they were dead. But it is also Wednesday Addams, which the Wednesday show isn't kind of like when we were kids. Wednesday was a show about a family that was out of sorts with the world.
The Addams family.
Yeah, the Wednesday Addams and the Addams family. But when you watch this show is set in a world where the outcast, the Addams, and a bunch of other people all live in the same world with regular people. And so they're not as like alone. They're not as solitary.
Because even in the shows, or even more so the movies, I felt like the first movie, there was like, hey, there's a big family reunion that's happening.
Oh, yeah.
And you get to see that whole world come together and chill with each other. Otherwise, it's just the Addams are the odd people in suburbia.
Right.
But they're the most understanding people in suburbia.
Right.
They're more willing to like, hey, you're part of our family now. Come in and hang out. You're marrying our cousin Nick. Yeah. Come, oh, your baby. Like they're more inclusive comparatively to everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think that's a cool thing about them as a, like, you know, the man who was writing it, Adams is his last name, and he was writing the story this way because it was important to him to show people that everyone's an equal, and to watch them do the show now where everyone is still an equal, but it's kind of more inclusive in the sense that like there's a lot more people like the Adams in the universe. And that's kind of different for me now that I'm watching it. There are moments where I was like, I kind of miss the original Adams perspective of being the loners, but are open to everything, as opposed to them being a part of a world that has other weird kids. Like if the Adams didn't exist, there's still werewolves, there's still vampires and zombies and stuff like that. So, you know, it's interesting, but also different. And, you know, I guess that Jenna Ortega can say, I'm Wednesday Addams, so the show's not going to change. But hey, homie, you're also not alone in this world anymore. There are other people with the same powers as you, and it's been established. So,
and then also, I think this show was kind of made because of the popularity of Adult Wednesday. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
So I think she ended up getting like a cease and desist, or she was trying to do something else with it, and they're like,
"Oh, the YouTube girl."
Yeah, the YouTube girl. So it's like really tough to find. Or she can't make money off of the Wednesday stuff, or she can't make more because they were making this. Or
wait,
they're making this, and they're also making the animated movies they did. The two animated.
Should the Addams Family be in the public domain by now?
I don't think it's in the public domain yet.
Oh, damn!
Not yet. I don't think it's been 100 years yet.
Oh yeah, it's true. They did push it back.
Yeah, I don't think it's been 100 years yet, and whoever owns it was able to kind of renew it. You know, you got to use it or lose it, kind of thing, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to see when the comic strip
started.
Yeah, the original comic strip started in the New Yorker magazine in 1938.
But remember, the comic book characters
in
the strip might be there, but the TV show, the cartoon show in the 90s, and the movie rights is on a different timeline.
I know, which is so nasty.
So remember the original version of the
60s show will become public domain in 2059.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Because 100 sorry.
What?
I was going to say there's 150 individual original panels for the comic strip that started it all off. Okay, and you were going to say, sorry.
I was like, because you could use the original how Mickey Mouse looked in Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie,
you could use that, but and like how Mickey Mouse looks now, you can't use it all.
Right.
Disney will come after you.
Same thing with Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, OG Winnie the Pooh, but not animated Disney. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
Like the original book version where he doesn't have a red shirt. You can use
exactly.
He doesn't have a red shirt in the original.
He doesn't have a red shirt in the original. No, he's just a teddy bear in the original. So him and Piglet are both public domain now, and you can use them as long as they don't look like the Disney versions.
Yeah, didn't they make like a horror movie?
They did.
Yeah. Even Bambi came out.
They did do a Bambi horror movie. Yeah. So honestly, people are going out there and making that. Popeye's also public domain now. There's a lot of public domain stuff that is in zeitgeist that you could probably still do some really interesting stuff. Even, and I know people hate this one. Well, at least the media hate the like people who own it. James Bond's written work is public domain in Canada.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I think you're allowed to make stuff based off of the written work of James Bond, but you can't make it similar to like the Sean Connery films and stuff like that. Right. So it's really interesting. Public domain stuff is still a tightrope walk, but if you can figure it out, you can do a lot of cool stuff. So yeah. Guys, that was the whole show. TT, thank you so much for jumping on with us this week.
Well, thank you for having me, guys. It was cool to be back.
I feel like this flew by. Like I didn't even realize it was an hour already. Can you tell people where to find you, where to find your podcast, how to check it all out? Let's give them a summary. Let's give them a resume, mon ami.
Oh, guys, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon. all those the major like podcast platforms.
Cool.
Every Wednesday we drop a new episode. We dropped the episode yesterday. Every Tuesday, Tuesday. Yeah, we dropped the episode yesterday. Did our parents ruin us, like fail us? So you should check that out.
Oh wow, wild.
We just talk about like things our parents should have taught us before we start relationships, or even like starting big, like taking big steps in our lives, you know. And
you out here doing therapy.
Yeah, we're starting something. We're starting to go down like just talking about, you know, things that because we're getting older now, right?
Yeah, so, hey, I hear it. Yeah.
We're just talking about those things, and we feel like a lot of people come to us and they mention how they feel that they resonate with our stories, and yeah, so we're just going down that route, and I like it a lot. It's dope. Therapeutic in a way. So
that's
awesome.
If you
guys want to check that out, if you guys relate to those things, if you guys want to add to your own trauma, then come on. So yeah.
Reasonable Troublemaker is out Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Everyone go check it out. The description is in the info is in the description of this episode. If you're watching it or if you're listening to it, just click the link in the description. Jaws, anything you want to tell the people?
Check out Transformers Slag and the Tormato podcast with Aaron Archer on YouTube.
And guys, that is the whole show. We had an amazing time doing this one. TT, once again, thank you so much for coming through. We want to give a shout out to everyone that tuned in this week. Lee J, Kevin, and all the people that have listened and jumped in. Mike, I see that you commented. So shout out to all you guys for tuning in, and we appreciate you being part of the live experience. If you guys are listening to this, make sure you can always check us out live on Wednesdays at 7:15 p.m. You can go to geekcypher.com and watch us there, or come on YouTube so that you can comment along, or even watch us on Twitch. And don't forget to follow us on TikTok. I know. Oh, I felt it as soon as I said it. But you can follow us on TikTok now. We're going to be posting clips daily. We're going to try. I'm trying. So far, I've been good. I'm just letting the machine tell me which ones and posting them up. So it's at Geek Cypher. Also, we originally didn't have our handle because someone else had it, but it was made available recently, so I was able to jump on it. So it's Geek Cypher on TikTok at GEEKCYPHA. And that's the whole show. Peace, y'all. Have a great one.